Okay. Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Vahed. Welcome to the podcast. Today we have a multi-talented creative / entrepreneur / Web3 builder / builder of empires, Hlanga Vena.
I like how you took my Instagram bio there.
I had to add that in.
No, thanks, bro. Thanks for having me. What's up, guys? Yeah, I always find it weird when I get that little introduction in the beginning. It's like, what do you think you're going to come up with now? Because like you said, I've done two podcasts before. So that was a good one. Good intro.
Sure. Appreciate it, bro.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. First question, how you doing, bro?
Honestly, I'm quite fragile. It's been my birthday weekend, so...
the big 24?
Yeah, this is like... I just woke up an hour ago.
That's why
That's what I said. I literally messaged him like, bro, I'm gonna be a bit late. Like I didn't even want to like.
I actually figured as well because I was like, okay, he was. I checked his Instagram and I was like, okay, he's probably just
Yeah. And this is not normal for me, guys. I'm not just like reckless party guy.
No, it's okay, bro.
I've retired.
You don't have to explain yourself. It's cool, dude.
But yeah, but in general, I'm in a good place. I'm motivated and I enjoy what I'm doing right now. So in general, good. I'm good. I'm good. How are you doing, bro? I'm actually a fan. By the way,
what?
If anyone's watching this,
no, dude.
I've known about Riley for years now, and from his early YouTube days, I used to, bro.
Dude, I've been keeping up with you for a while. Even I think it's actually crazy. I've been keeping up with you even before. Obviously before Wolves.
Yeah, that's
before all. We'll get into that though. Yeah. We'll get into that.
So yeah, I studied Riley's YouTube game. Just put it that way.
Yo, okay. So thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, we're talking about you today, bro. It's all about you today.
Cool.
So I wanted to start from the beginning. Obviously, so you were born in Durban. I was also born in Durban.
I actually wasn't.
You weren't born in Durban?
Yeah, this guy sucks at podcasts.
Oh my God. I watched one podcast. I thought I know everything about him.
No. I was born in the Eastern Cape. And then I moved to Durban.
Oh, okay. You're born in Eastern Cape.
I was raised in Durban.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you were raised in Durban. So I wanted to talk about Durban life. Like from what grade to what grade were you in Durban?
Like grade 1. So like pretty much like the only friends I remember like pretty much like 7 years old. So from grade 1 until matric.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. What was that like? Like what was Durban life?
It was suburban life. Like I think just, I went to all boys school, a lot of sports.
What school, if you don't mind?
I don't want to say that.
You don't want to put them on, okay?
Yeah, I don't want to put them on. They didn't put me on, so.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
So basically, I grew up in a suburban environment, and I still have all my school friends. I'm just that guy. Like once, like you, my homie, like no matter where I go in life or whatever, I'm just like I attached to my boys.
Okay, that's cool.
So, I was extremely dedicated to sports, like football specifically.
I was actually about to talk about that. Like you were a footballer.
Yeah.
What position? What?
I played in the midfield.
Okay.
My friends would say that I was trash.
Okay.
But they're just like, that's trolling. But I like basically the same group of friends. We would play from like under 9 soccer up until like
so you were
18.
Nice.
Yeah. So like when I say I had the same group of friends, like we all played football together from like yay big until matric,
Yeah.
And yeah, I represented KZN, first team soccer, all that stuff. And then
you wanted to take it seriously.
Yeah, like fully. That was like there was no other option for me because I was like every FIFA every year, every new boots. Like my parents taking me to club soccer every week. Like you know how it goes. Like and also because you're in an environment where it's like a sports school.
Yeah,
they don't kind of like.
Also, all boys.
Yeah, all boys. Yeah, it's super competitive, and there's nothing else besides like sports.
Yes.
They don't. I feel like it sucks because some of my friends, they're still that mindset's still in them, and like we're 24 now.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really prepare you for like after like the reality of the situation.
Yeah.
Where like only 2 guys are gonna make it in sports in your year.
Yeah, but I mean, in that sense of things, like you can't even really think about that far ahead. You know what I mean? You're just like
Yeah.
in it and the moment. You're like, no, this is my life. But
Yeah.
obviously,
Yeah. And then obviously luckily I was lucky at the time. It hurts that I knew I wasn't gonna like be a professional soccer player, but like I found some other stuff, which is the creative side of me.
I was about to ask. So what led you to the creative side? Like, what was it during your football like days, or
Yeah.
was it after your injury?
Yeah, it was. So I didn't know that I didn't like acknowledge the creative side of me, but I knew I had it because I was making videos.
You were making videos in high school.
Yeah, but since I could remember, actually, like primary school. But
Okay.
it was like we would make like jackass videos, like
Okay.
pranks and stuff, and
Okay.
like doing tricks with your friends, and
Yeah.
like we would like doing that. But I wasn't posting it anyway. I was just making that, and I enjoyed doing that.
Just making it to make it.
Yeah, just making it to make it. Like maybe like it'll go on like MTV one day or something. Like I don't know what I was doing. But again, yeah, the injury that I had, I spent a lot of time in hospital, like back-to-back surgeries,
Shit.
and then there's nothing else to do besides like, oh, I found YouTube, and then like I was 16 years old,
Yeah.
ish, when I found out about YouTube. This is like, I'm trying to think of the era. I think I call it like Gen 2 YouTubers. The
Okay.
Gen 1 is like the PewDiePies and the Smosh or whatever the fuck, the guys before the
And then
UK scene
the
of
Gen
YouTube.
2 would be like the
Casper Lees.
I was about to ask about this because Casper Lee, once I started watching YouTubers like the Casper Lees, like the Joe Suggs.
Yeah, KSI.
That literally,
yeah.
the KSIs. Like KSI was huge. And now that I
Yeah.
watch back the videos that I watched of him, it's crazy to think that that's what I was thinking was funny at the time. And it's like
Yeah.
the stuff he was doing is actually quite crazy nowadays.
Yeah.
But like that sort of stuff inspired me to make my YouTube videos as well,
Yeah.
especially Casper Lee, because once I saw like, oh,
South
he's
African.
South African.
Yeah.
So why can't I do this too? You know what I mean?
Same.
So I guess that was kind of the same on your side because once you saw these sort of YouTubers, you started making your own YouTube channel, yeah?
Yep.
And what content were you making at the time?
Literally the same as in like sit down content.
Same.
Like I can't even remember. It was like just like listening challenges.
Yes,
Just like the challenge
the
videos,
chubby
you know.
bunny
Yeah, all
challenges.
that's literally everything. Like whatever I saw that was cool, I would do. And at the time, like
And not even seeing what's cool, like what got views. to be
yeah,
honest.
yeah. And I realized that like this is their life. Like they only do that. And then when I saw that Castle was able to move to the UK and like have his own apartment, like that's all I ever wanted. Like my
Yeah.
own apartment to make videos. Like that's all I ever wanted because I was like, oh shit, like that's all he has to do. And I enjoyed it because like I think it took me out of a period where obviously I knew that I wasn't gonna be able to play football.
Yeah.
Like I used to play. Like I've
Yeah.
lost the development years because it was like 12 months, it was 6 months, and then like I was back for like a couple months,
Yeah.
another 6 months. So it was like
Yeah.
a year of development. Yeah, I knew, and like YouTube got me out of like a dark place,
What do you mean?
in the sense that like, because I'm in a hospital, bro, and
Okay, that's true.
and I knew I wasn't gonna play football. Like,
So was that like really like a true like a dark place for you? Like
yeah, it
okay.
was like I think, yeah, and I didn't know.
Were you in hospital like back to back like?
Yeah, so 3 months and then 3 months. So
Oh,
I
wow.
spent like 6 months in hospital.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and also, I started seeing a psychiatrist. That's what it is.
Oh wow, okay.
Not in high school. After.
Okay.
And I was telling her about my life and whatever, and she pointed back to that period because, she diagnosed me with like, some sort of depression.
Okay.
Right. But I have triggers, and that was like one of my first triggers for my mental health that I can point back to, which
Okay.
led to like my mental health, like knowing I had like some sort of depression or anxiety and all that
Yeah.
stuff. So yeah, YouTube helped me with that.
That
and
is so crazy.
and you watching it helped me, and then making it was even like a even better thing. Like,
Yeah.
oh fuck, like this is like what I wanted to do. This is so sick.
That's honestly so crazy because at the time that I started making YouTube videos, like I wasn't actually a very sociable person in
Yeah.
high school, and literally as soon as I graduated high school, that's when I started making YouTube videos, because I didn't want to make them in high school. I'm like, I actually commend you for making them in high school, because while I was in, like, I was way too afraid of what people would think of me. Like,
bro,
dude, and I wish I had a psychiatrist as well. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was too scared to see those type of people, and I think I still need to get one actually. But anyways, like, straight after high school, I looked at these guys and I'm like, okay, they can do it, I can do it. They can do it, I can do it. And then I started doing it, like, by myself. I didn't tell anybody. I just started, I uploaded it. Like,
how did your parents find out?
They only found out once I uploaded the first video and they saw it on Facebook.
Oh shit. Yeah, that's the worst. Like, when your parents found out, like, damn.
Dude,
yeah,
I actually want to talk about your parents. So this is a crazy story. When I heard the podcast of how, okay, we're skipping a lot of steps.
Okay.
But when I heard about this thing of, okay, so obviously you work for Wolves, right?
Yeah.
So if for anybody that doesn't know Wolves, maybe give them like a 60-second explanation.
It's guys that inspired me to do what I'm doing now. It's they were travel YouTubers. Adam Horowitz is the main dude who's like an entrepreneur. Made his first mill at like 18. A guy that made travel vlogs, and I watched him and then ended up working with him. He's from LA. Basically,
and the long story short, he said, come travel with me, work in LA, and your parents said nah.
Yeah.
Twice
Was crazy. Yeah,
bro. Okay. You need to walk me through this, bro, because it's like, okay, I understand, obviously you're very family orientated.
Yeah.
So what was going through, like, how did you make that decision to be like, not blow off your parents and be like, yo, I'm going?
I think it's honestly been my entire life like that, because it's always like I love my mom and dad, right? And
clearly,
but like especially in black families, it's like there's a level of respect and understanding that even if you want to do something and your parents say no, they might not understand why you want to do it, but like if they say no, it's like there's nothing really you can do, like, honestly. And that's like, my parents were strict, but like they're understanding. And all my life it's kind of like, let's say I wanted this new toy or this new whatever, I understood that like if they're not saying no like because they hate me, it's just like they know, like it's just they know what I guess is best for me.
Yeah, okay.
In a way. It's never a case of like bro, there's not a one, I don't know, like in black families you can't just be like, okay, cool, I'm leaving, like I'm going to America, fuck you guys, like no one's doing that, bro. Like, or a case of like, okay, I'm gonna start drinking now, like there's nothing you can do about it. There's like that doesn't run. Like I feel like in like the culture and just how I was raised, it's like if my parents say no, it's a no, bro. Like it is Charters is a game. And
did you try though?
I tried. They got the whole family to phone me. My grandparents, like my uncles, like when I told them that I was like dropping out and going to LA, they were like, my dad was like, it was like his biggest fear that I was dropping out of school. Like he's like, this cannot happen. Like no, like what about this? What about that? What about that? So it was about a month of them trying to convince me to stay, which was and the other thing is that I had met someone who it worked out for them, Brandon. Brandon also was a kid just like me, like making videos. So Adam took him under his wing and said, yeah, you can travel with me and be my videographer and editor or whatever.
And Brandon's now with like Jake Paul. And
yeah, he's doing that now still. Yeah, he's the creative director for Jake Paul.
Okay, let's backtrack a little bit. Like before Wolves, so obviously from Durban, you moved to Cape Town.
Yeah, that was always the plan. Yeah,
that was always the plan for you. That you moved to Cape Town to study. Yeah.
Yeah. It was the only way I could move to Cape Town because my parents were like, no. So it was like another LA thing. Like if I should have said I'm gonna go study in LA, I would have been in LA.
How did you from Cape Town studying? How did you meet Adam? Like were you cold DMing? What like?
Bro, yeah.
What was the?
So I'm a guy that like really like again I studied you, bro. Like when I study guys, like all their videos, like if they say something valuable, I'll take that and like put it in my notes or whatever. That first year in Cape Town, I was studying, and it was the first time where I got to do YouTube like fully. There was no like I have school. Well, I did have school, but it wasn't like a case of like my parents or like having to commit to like homework and shit like in high school, you know. But in college, obviously, I've got way more time, and I'm in Cape Town, which is why I wanted to go to make vlogs and like do the like adventure vlogging style of YouTube, and not necessarily like the sit down talk to the camera style of YouTube. So that whole year, me and my roommate Dan, he was teaching me how to film, how to edit, and
Dan's a videographer.
Yeah. He taught me everything I know from a filmmaking standpoint, and then we would go out every day because we were living in literally, and my apartment was probably smaller than your podcast room, not even like my room. Like it was shitty. It was bad. So we were like, we'd rather be outside making videos than being in this like shitty place. But we're in Cape Town, but like we'd rather be outside making videos. So like we would make videos every single week, go out, film. Obviously I was watching Adam and the Wolves.
So when you say go out and make content every day, were you like Instagram content, YouTube content, like
both.
everything? Both.
What was cool was that because I liked being in front of the camera and talking for my vlogs, Dan liked filming, so he was developing his filming skills, and obviously I get a free videographer for my channel.
Yeah.
So it was like
I always wondered when I was looking at you, it's like, how is this guy getting such sick shots?
So yeah, it was like, and I surround myself with guys super early because in high school I had no one to make YouTube videos with and no one understood me.
Same.
I made sure that like after school I would always be around guys that do what I do, and I managed to finesse. Like my friends always call me the king of finesse because like again I didn't even have a camera. I made YouTube videos for 4 years without a camera.
It's crazy, by the way.
I didn't even have a laptop until college. So I was editing on my mom's iPad.
Oh shit! Okay.
On iMovie, like I made a way. I finessed. My friends all call me the finesse king. So,
just the entrepreneurial way, I guess.
Yeah, I just found a way to make it happen. But again, back to the Adam thing. He had put up a story towards the end of the year. I think it was like October-ish, and I always knew that he comes to Cape Town every year from his videos. So I was gonna find a way to meet him anyways.
How big was Adam at this point?
I think it was at his peak, bro. He was probably at like, I don't know how many subscribers he's at now, but a couple 100,000. And he had Ina, who was like
his
blowing
girlfriend
up.
At the time.
The Wolves was at their peak because it was also post the Create Tyler whole shtick thing. And then, yeah, they were at the peak. It was a peak of Blue Ass Water content as well.
Yes, yeah.
Like, you had Jay Alvarez popping off. You had
a million.
Sam Calder.
Each time he posted like a 2-minute video, a million views.
You had Sam Calder. It was during that like era of like travel vlogs really like popping off. So he had put up a story saying, yo, I'm coming out to Cape Town. No, he didn't say that. He said, I'm looking for a video editor. He just did that like last week. It was kind of funny to see him do it again. He was like, I'm looking for a video editor who can make stuff like this, and he like put up like reference videos, and I just said, fuck it, like I'm just gonna send him some stuff and say, hey bro, this is some of my work, I'm like, let me edit for you or whatever.
Straight through DM?
Straight through Instagram DM. I didn't think he would reply, but I also know from his videos, he was talking about how he also reaches out to other brands or like, just brands, villas, travel, concierge things. So that's how he manages to live the life he lives, is through collaboration and like reaching out and stuff, like basically adding value immediately. So like you don't just DM anyone like just hi, let me edit for you. Like you have to have the most value packed DM like ever, because like why would they, like if there's no value, why would they respond? You know, it doesn't make sense. So I made sure that I added as much value in that in like that outreach, because
how long did that DM take to
Dude, honestly, I was like so pumped. It probably took like 2 hours. 2 hours.
There's pre-planning with the
DM. Yeah. I was like, just send him this video, that video. Yeah, it was a whole thing. I was again in my shitty little like student apartment thing. And at the time I was actually working for an agency, which was my first and last job.
So you were working for not your own agency?
No, another
was for an agent.
Yeah.
What type of agency?
Content agency.
Content agency.
Yeah,
okay.
so it was my first like job, I'd say, ever.
Your traditional job.
Yeah. And
okay, you sent him that DM.
Yeah, and it was filled of that my work with that agency, like edits and stuff. And he's like, oh, there's something about your work, I like it. Like, can you make something like this for me by tomorrow? I was like, fuck. I mean, yes. I don't know how I was going to do it. And then another thing I learned from another YouTuber is like, say yes and then figure it out later.
Later.
Always say yes and figure it out later, with opportunities. So yeah, I stayed up all night, edited the banger of my life. I sent it to him, and then I was on the bus to work with my homie Dan. I was like, and he didn't know at this time. I was like, in the bus we were going to, I was like, you won't believe who DM'd me yesterday, or like who I'm speaking to right now. He's like, nah, who? I'm like, Adam or what? In the walls. He's like, oh fuck. And we just had that moment, like, because we had like watched them every day religiously, like the whole year, like Adam Horowitz, Justin Escalona, Creator Tyler, Taylor Cutfilm, Sam Cole, we'd watch these guys.
And your style is actually very much like those
Yeah,
at
yeah.
the time, your style
Yeah.
was very much Justin Escalona-esque. Like,
Yeah. So it was a case of like, oh fuck, like, is this happening? And then I was like, yeah, but he probably won't reply, or like, I don't know, we'll see what happens. Because he hadn't responded to like what I sent him, like the final edit.
Yeah.
And then yeah, that day he just said, yeah, this is sick. Like, can you edit more for me? I was like, yeah. So I worked for him for free, like for a couple of weeks, just editing videos, and they were doing well on Instagram at the time, like a couple of viral videos.
Okay.
And I was just doing it because like it's Adam, whatever.
So you worked for him for free for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And then what was who brought it up? Like, what was the discussion? At what point did you?
He was like, I told him I'm from. Well, he's obviously we were talking, and he was like, oh, I'm coming to Cape Town. I'm gonna need someone to edit the vlogs. Because we want to go daily in Cape Town, and you can show me around. I was like, yes. So that was like, bro. At that point, I was like, I'm gone. It's over. I'm out of here, because like, I'd seen what he had done to Create Tyler.
Yeah.
I'd seen what he had done with Brandon, and I was like, okay, cool. So I'm next.
This is my ticket. This guy's my ticket.
He's my ticket to like doing this for the rest of my life, like making content and traveling, which is like what anyone. It's like every kid's dream job, like in the last year, has been to be a YouTuber, influencer. You know,
100%.
Back then it wasn't like, I didn't think of it as like influencer. I just thought of it as like, I just get to make content. You know.
So okay. So after this, you made content for him for how long? How long was he in Cape Town?
It was like the whole of November period, and then that was like he hadn't come to Cape Town. Then he landed in December, and then I was working my agency job, and then also living with Adam. Well, like,
so you were making content for Adam while doing your job as well.
Yeah, so I'd literally take the bus from Campus Bay to like town and then back, and my agency didn't know I was doing this, but I was like telling. Adam was like, because I didn't even know I was gonna stay with them.
Yeah.
Also. Because I was like, literally, again, staying in a shitty little student apartment, and I go to Adam's villa. I'm like, holy! This is my first time in a villa, like an actual. I haven't seen luxury or like anything like that before. Like experienced it actually.
Yeah.
I've seen it. And then I was packing up my bags to go after the first time meeting him, and he's like, "Where are you going?" I was like, "I'm going back home." He's like, "Nah, bro. You good? You can stay here."
Oh,
I was like,
sick.
fuck, okay, this is happening. So yeah, after staying with them and being around guys so it wasn't just him, like I also got to see like another guy had like an agency as well, like an entrepreneurial thing. He was working from Cape Town, also from LA. So he had flown down. Another guy had also his like own channel, and then obviously had Brandon and Adam. So it was the first time I saw guys living the remote work lifestyle, and like, you know.
So I guess you probably learned a lot from just staying with them for, I don't know.
Yeah, it was about 2 months.
2 months.
Yeah, December.
What did you take away from living with them that you never previously thought was possible or like understood at the time? Like, they're basically digital nomads at that point, right?
Yeah.
So what did you take away from, or was there like workflows or?
It was pretty much knowing that it was possible,
Okay.
like more than anything, that you could do what you love and like make it work, and then again like the balance of work and play, because obviously we were filming content daily.
Yeah.
I would come home, edit, but then it would be like, okay, cool, like we're going out tonight, let's go out. So I learned the balance of like grinding but also playing hard as well, and yeah, that time as well, I learned about crypto. Like, this was like the first crypto pump, like before Bitcoin crashed. So 2017.
Oh wow! So you learned about crypto back then.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm in this house. There's guys working on like their businesses. There's guys trading like Bitcoin and crypto. I'm like, what? Like, what's this? You know what I mean? And then also, it's also like when you're watching YouTubers and then you meet them, like you understand the real them. So like understanding that there's a layer to guys. Like it's not like necessarily just what you see on YouTube. You know? So I started to see like also Jay Alvarez came to the house.
Oh, that's crazy.
I forgot about that. Yeah,
What's he like?
He's crazy. Like just as crazy. Like obviously he only shows what you guys see on Instagram.
Yeah.
And obviously I can't just like obviously put out there what these guys do. You know, so like as like behind closed doors, like as like boys to boys, you know. But like it was like a boys to boys type situation where it's like these guys are just normal guys, you know.
Okay.
So seeing Jay Alvarez, living with YouTubers where like they're famous and like it's literally kids that would come to the house, knowing that they were around, like Jay, like Adam, and all of them, and they would like camp outside the house. That was the first time I saw like fans and like how people get treated like when they've like done something special, which is like obviously they make incredible content and like have a big following, but like seeing fans in real life, like kids literally, again like sleeping outside the house waiting to see these guys.
And you obviously connected the most with I guess Adam and Brandon, yeah.
Yeah, well Brandon mostly, yeah. Just because like I don't know, he's my brother, man, like forever. So
he seems cool. I see him on Jake Paul sometimes.
Adam is more like the business dude, and then obviously Brandon's like more like me in the sense like he was me at one point, and then got that opportunity, and now he's clear, man.
That was a crazy part of your life. Now, obviously, moving on from that part, so they move back to LA. Right?
Yeah, without me.
They invite you, but obviously you can't do that. And then where do you go from here? Are you still working at your agency job at this point?
I quit my job. After seeing that, I was like, I can't go back to normal life. Like, once you experience it, like, I realized the normal life isn't for me. I can't. Luckily, so the Adam thing didn't work out, but through me working with Adam, a lot of other YouTubers and people started seeing my work because they knew I was editing for him. So I got another gig with another lady called The Blonde Abroad, which is like a female blogger, massive influencer in America as well.
Okay.
And she was basically like, I need an editor. And it was paying me like, I think, double or triple what I was earning at the agency. So I was like, and I get to work from home. Again, I was seeing the remote work live from Adam and them. And I got to also move into my own apartment and pay for it myself. I was like, okay, cool. If my parents aren't gonna let me go to LA, might as well just live it up in Cape Town. And I did that job, which was a good and bad decision. So from that,
I'm sure you learned a lot of lessons from that. I mean, you worked for, how long did you work for her?
6 months.
6 months. And how long were you living on your own?
That
paying
whole
your
year.
own rent?
Yeah, that pretty much that 6 months.
6 months as well.
Yeah, like a cool ass apartment in Seapoint, and then I had never paid rent before, paid my bills. I thought I was a hero and thought I could do it, and I didn't realize like, oh fuck, because I was still studying at the time. So studying, social life, and work. If anyone's studying and working a job, they'll tell you it's like crazy.
And editing for a YouTuber, and editing takes time.
Yeah, literally. So I had no time in my day to do what I really wanted to do, which is make videos and like actually enjoy the money I was making and enjoy life. I was like, get paid, pay bills, try pass school, repeat. And it was like, I wasn't ready for that, honestly. I was only 19.
Yeah.
So,
you cut it off with her?
Yeah, I had to quit my job. Well, my psychiatrist recommended that I...
You were still seeing your psychiatrist?
That's when I started.
Oh, that's when you started?
Yeah, because it was like I wasn't in a good place.
Oh, wow. So it was that heavy that you needed to... Okay.
Yeah. It was like, did I make the right choice? It was like, I was in a bad mental state that year.
But it was good that you were self-aware enough to go to a psychiatrist and be like, yo...
Yeah.
What's wrong with me?
Yeah. Because again, guys with black parents and black families will tell you it's not easy to speak about mental health with like in our culture, especially as a guy. So like I couldn't go necessarily to my parents. I could, but like I can't tell them like everything, you know. There's things they just wouldn't understand at the time. So the psychiatrist was the best next thing, because it was like, even my school was like, okay, you need to go see someone, because I was also missing tests and like not handing in assignments.
Oh,
and
so
shit.
other people could see, like,
yeah,
okay.
they were like, bro, you need to, yeah. So yeah, I had extremely bad anxiety and like depression. Just because again, I have like, it was like triggers for me, because one, I wasn't doing what I love. Two, I was chasing money and in a position where I have to like, you know, constantly be performing.
Yeah.
Regardless of how I'm feeling mentally, because I have to pay bills,
Yeah.
you know, and I have to pass school and have friends. And also I was in an environment where my roommate wasn't necessarily like, he's my like you know, you have like really good friends, but
Yeah.
then like roommates and friends are different.
Yeah.
You know, like if you have a roommate, you understand there's like to be someone's friend and to be someone's roommate, it's like a different thing. And obviously he was just living the student life like normal.
Okay.
Like, you know,
There's nothing wrong with
no
it. It's just,
worries.
Yeah.
Partying, people over at the house every day, like, you know, like just living the student party lifestyle. And I was working on the other hand. So
Paying rent and
yeah. He, like his rent's covered by his parents. He's chilled, like so chilled. And on the other hand, I'm trying to like do something with myself, you know, like more than just school, like make YouTube videos, like do stuff. And that's when I realized I have to be in an environment where I'm around guys that are doing what I'm doing, right? So immediately quit that job, and I put up a story saying, yo, if there's anyone that makes content in Cape Town and wants to live in a house next year, because I was already looking for a new place for the next year, I was like, DM me. So yeah, the last 4 months.
I guess this is the pre-internet friends era.
Yep.
What year was this?
This was 2019.
2019.
Yeah.
Even pre-Hype House.
Yeah. It was
TikTok.
Pre-TikTok. It was pre-TikTok, yeah. So I just basically had seen from living with Adam and them what it's like to live in a house with guys that are basically doing what you want to do and like helping you. Everyone's making content. Everyone's helping in some way, shape or form.
Yeah.
I had seen Sidemen. I had seen FaZe Clan. I've seen Team 10. And I was like, oh, like this is going to be better for my mental because I'm going to be around guys that also make content. My parents helped me out that year. They were like, we'll cover your rent just because they also knew like where I was mentally. I needed that year to just recover. And it was my last year of uni. Yeah. And because they had said no to me for LA, they were like...
Like we said no twice.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll switch you out. So yeah.
So you started hitting up people.
Yeah, guys. So yeah, initially we had like 6 guys in the house, and we were house hunting. We had like Tornfisser, Luke Vey, myself, Jaden, Pete.
These are all creators, by the way.
Yeah, all guys who are actually doing incredible right now. Like Luke works with Dan Mace. If you don't know who Dan Mace is, he's a goat at filmmaking.
You have to know Dan Mace.
Tornfisser's directing music videos.
Crazy music videos.
That go on MTV with Blackie, Cash CPC, J Molly. Pete Fogden runs an agency making bag. Living with Iman Gadzhi, who's like the most goated.
We need to talk about him.
Iman Gadzhi, who's like...
I was about to ask because... So, okay, internet friends, we're going to come back to internet friends.
Yeah.
So... this is after internet friends. Yeah. I'm just trying to mix it up here for people here. But like you started a social media marketing agency. Yeah. Now, how did you you start this because you saw the likes of Iman Gadzhi's and
yeah. Well, I was living with Pete and Jaden, right? When myself and Jaden, we were all building internet friends together, right? But Pete wasn't necessarily going to our school, and he was also traveling a lot.
Pete's story is crazy as well.
Yeah.
You guys need to. If you guys don't know, there's Pete Fogden. Yeah. His story is crazy.
Yeah. So we lived together. Me and Jaden were the party guys in the house, vlogging still. More on the creative side, he was quite business oriented early on, like when we were living with him. And he did what I did with Adam, but with Iman. Iman was coming to Cape Town. He said, yo, I will literally film for you for free. Just let me stay with you. And like...
to think about it as well, it's the craziest thing that Pete... Like, I'm talking about Pete. Pete's not even
there. Yeah.
But like, he literally... He asked Iman to record for him for free, right? And then within that time, COVID happened.
Yeah, so
he got to stay with Iman
and learn everything.
And they built a great friendship. And then from there, now, I mean, Pete's doing amazing for himself, obviously. So
again, with the SMMA thing, myself and Pete always lacked like the marketing agency thing, and like we were both building businesses when we first started living together. Then obviously, internet friends, myself and Jaden, were like, let's actually do this thing. What are we doing next year? We're like, what are we doing after school? Let's actually make this house a reality. So myself and Jaden went the creative route. Pete went the business route, right? But it was always like, we knew the SMMA thing. I was studying I have a degree in digital marketing. So I didn't really want to manage social media pages, but I didn't understand the Facebook ads side of things and actually how to scale an agency like in that way. And obviously Pete had bought Iman's course before. He spent Pete went on a trip, made a bunch of money, came back, spent all of it on Iman's course, and I was like, this guy's crazy.
Yeah.
He spent at the time it was I think 15,000 rand, and me and Jaden were laughing at him. We were like, you're dumb, and now he's laughing last.
Yeah.
We were like, yeah, Pete's crazy for that. Like, why would you spend money on a course? Like, okay, buddy. And then he was just grinding that course. He would wake up super early, grinding it out. Me and Jaden were like, internet friends. And we did it. We did it. Myself and Jaden ended up building internet friends. Pete went that route. And then, obviously, COVID hit. We managed to get internet friends off the ground. Obviously, we came to a decision, people that don't know, came to a decision on the third season of Internet Friends, going into 2021, that we couldn't sustain what we were doing.
Yeah.
Because of the situation we had with our, basically our investor and the house and everything. And we were like, listen, we need to build cash flow businesses. Obviously
with Internet Friends as well, what's your connection with everyone? Is it everything still cool with everybody? Because I know if we're getting to the drama side of it, I know.
Yeah. My connection with Jaden, Vin is still good. We all still talk pretty much every day. We all boys. Kelsey, I haven't spoken to her since. Millie hit me up maybe a couple months ago, but not really. But there's no animosity. It's everyone's just doing their own thing, man.
And just for the fans, is there any talks about you wanting to continue? Because I know content creating.
Yeah. So we actually, the whole point of us building cash flow businesses is so that we can do YouTube.
Okay.
That's what our dream was as a kid. So.
Because I was actually just wondering. I was like, okay, now that you guys have cash flow businesses, do you guys even want to still do YouTube?
You know
what I mean?
I think there's a power in personal brand.
Okay.
But also we did YouTube literally it was our job, and we know what it takes to actually be a YouTuber full time, and
it's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. So I think the house thing would depend on the circumstances. I think we would do it a lot differently now. I don't know if Vin wants me to say this, but he is working on a new house.
Okay.
Because he was butthurt about us stopping Internet Friends for a bit.
I can imagine, because he's looking like he's having fun, bro.
Yeah,
Vin is having too much fun.
He loved it, and so he's working on something else now with a couple other guys in Cape Town. But yeah, myself and Jaden, we would do it. I would do it. I would do it again, but a lot differently. Yeah.
All of you guys started cash flow business as well. Who started first? Pete.
Yeah, Pete had already had a successful agency by the time myself and Jaden had started ours. And obviously, he was living with Iman at the time. Now, when you in a space where you're making content in the YouTube brain, all your mind is about what can be the best possible video this week.
Yep.
That's all we were doing. Wake up content. So our business brain from an agency side was we were clueless. So obviously, myself and Jaden actually we basically decided to buy some courses, finesse some courses. We scoured the internet on social media marketing with the Facebook ad side of things, obviously. And yeah, that was early 2021. Obviously refreshing the brain on because I have a digital marketing degree.
Yeah. But it's not the same thing, is it?
Yeah, it's not. I don't even, my degree is I haven't even used it once. It's what a waste. But no, thanks to my parents, I have a degree. I'm very grateful, but I haven't used it. So yeah, the first we also both moved back to our hometowns. So Jaden moved back to
What
East
time
London.
period is this?
This is early 2021. It's last year.
Hectic.
Damn. Yeah, last year. And it was tough because obviously we were living in Cape Town, living this lifestyle, very out there entertainment, a lot of partying, a lot of meeting different influencers, models, rappers, all that stuff. to literally doing a full 180 and going monk mode, deleting Instagram, deleting every social media, and just learning a completely new skill. Also with our parents being like, why? Like Jaden's one's even deeper because his parents were like, you can't come back home and live here. So he had nowhere to go and no money. Yeah, so his mom gave him like, I think he'll hate me for saying this, but his mom gave him like 2 months. They sent him back to the farm, and then they basically said you have to work at the restaurants to pay for your rent, living in the outside house of the farm, and the rent it was like 4,000 rand or something stupid. Now from doing internet friends to working on a farm. Like,
there's no way he's having
like, bro, he was so pissed. But I think it motivated him and motivated me as well. So he was running on borrowed time. So he had to make this new business work ASAP and start making like signing clients. And for anyone that doesn't know, like in the agency world, there's so many agency owners. Like SMMA, and it's like drop shipping. It's like every kid wants to own an agency.
Do you feel like it's too oversaturated right now?
I think everything's oversaturated. YouTube, agency, everything's oversaturated. It's definitely oversaturated, but it doesn't mean it's not possible. Like, it's definitely possible to still do it. Obviously, we were coming in at a time where, again, it is oversaturated. Having to learn it. So for, I think, beginning of the year until, I'd say August. August. We had not been making money, and we were just building the agency and trying to sign our first clients, like for like $1,000 or something.
For anybody that doesn't know what a social media marketing agency is, if you can give them in layman's terms, and what exactly you need to do.
Okay, so essentially, you have an agency that provides a service. Usually, you would want to sign clients. Let's say you're in a third world country, you don't need a big office. You don't need pretty much anything. You're providing them a service to run social media ads for them. So the ads you see on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, you run ads for e-commerce businesses or like restaurants or gyms or whatever the case is. You run their ads to get them more customers, clients, sales, essentially. So they give you an ad budget, and then you run their ads, pretty much. That's what it is.
And the ads, you would run them majority on Facebook?
On Facebook. You pick a niche. Some guys do YouTube ads, some guys do SEO. We were doing Facebook ads, so for e-com clients. I had a mentor as well. This is a whole other story. I paid a mentor like my last bit of money, like my last 15,000 rand, just to say, please teach me everything, and help me build this agency. And he was like, yeah, pick a niche. You're doing furniture. So I would phone, no one even knows this, I would phone businesses in America and the UK from 9 to 9 every day for like 4 months straight, like selling them my service. And
furniture.
No, yeah, I'm going to help you sell more furniture. That's literally what I was doing through Facebook ads,
That's a crazy shift from internet friends.
Yeah. So that was like, again, Jaden was doing the same thing, cold calling, just call it.
Hectic.
He's traumatized. So yeah, we went from making videos every day to like now selling a service to clients overseas who are like, why is this South African guy calling me? We have no sales skills. So we worked for 6 months straight until we both somehow at the same month signed our first like clients.
Oh shit.
And that changed everything. Like, oh fuck, this is possible. We $1,200 a month. That's like 18K a month. Now I have to actually deliver, because what's cool about the space is that where I would work a job and make that money, I can have 4 clients and make way more, and then it kind of it was like a exponential thing. Once you sign your first couple of clients, Jaden signed his next one the next week. We worked for 6 months signing no clients, and then in the space of a month he signed 3, So his life, he went from making zero a month to 60,000, 70,000 rand a month.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my word. Okay. So then what was it from signing the first client? It was just because you had a client to show the previous client, or how does it?
Honestly, it was a mixture of both. Yeah, a mixture of that. But for me, what was the best thing is that my clients wasn't even in the niche that I was trying.
Oh.
It was in the NFT space.
Oh wow.
And that's how I got into NFTs.
So is this how you founded your now we're gonna talk about your it's a social media marketing agency, but for Web3.
Yeah.
So what exactly? Can you explain that further?
Yeah. So early last year, I'd say about March, Aprilish, NFTs. I started hearing about them. I was on Clubhouse a lot, and on Twitter Spaces and stuff, hearing about NFTs. Obviously, I'm friends with a lot of guys that are overseas, like obviously Brandon, who was staying with Jake Paul, who still is, and Jake had dropped an NFT collection. My friend David shoots for Logan Paul. Logan had dropped his Pokemon collection at the time, and then he was gonna like do an NFT thing. So he was just like, yo, check, like they were just telling me about it and telling me to like check it out and buy like these NFTs. So dumb me spent like again a last bit of my money on an NFT because it was like Jake Paul's boxing glove. I don't even remember what it was because my friends were like, yeah, telling me about it.
This was your first introduction to NFTs?
Yes.
This is what year was this? 2021 as well?
Yeah, 2021. This was before like Bored Ape Yacht Club and CryptoPunks and like all the big NFTs now. Anyways, and then also I'm a big fan of FaZe Banks. I try to build I would love to like build a FaZe. Like I love him. So he bought like 6 CryptoPunks, like in like Mayish, June-ish. And he was like with Aiden Ross. I was watching Aiden Ross a lot, streams, and they were all living together and always talking about these CryptoPunks and NFTs. So I started falling in love with NFTs after like learning more and more about them, and to the point where I was spending more time in like NFTs and like building my agency. And because I was doing that, I actually made a lot of connections in the space, investing in NFTs and stuff. One of the guys was like, hey, don't you like do social media? Like, can you not like run my social media for my NFT project? Like run my Discord, build my community out, you managing everything. So I was like, damn, I'm spending so much money on these NFTs. I might as well learn what's going on the back end of these projects. Like who am I investing in? Like how does this all work? So I ended up signing a client who wanted me to market the NFTs. Didn't know how I was going to do it. Like again, say yes, figure it out later. That's been me. Yeah, so I did that. And immediately from that, again, signed my next client like a week later in the NFT space. And another one.
Okay. And then eventually...
And I realized, so my mentor as well at the time, because he was like, I'm not letting you change niches, like from the furniture stuff. Because he was like holding me accountable every day, like on my ass. Like, did you do like 50 emails? Did you do this many calls? Like, are you doing outreach in that niche? And it wasn't working for like 3-4 months. And then when he saw that I'd signed like a couple clients in a couple of weeks on the NFT side, he's like, you know what? Fuck, I think you should probably stick to this niche because you actually enjoy, you like what you do and you enjoy the space. So yeah, about, I'd say September last year, August, September-ish, I went fully into Web3 NFTs. And I don't plan on leaving.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. So the most notable projects that you were a part of, I guess, were Antibodies.
Yeah.
And then GigaHub.
Yeah. GigaHub just launched.
Okay, GigaHub just launched.
Yeah,
Can you tell us? So, for those of you, those people who don't know, like what type of NFTs there are. So I guess the Antibodies would be avatar based NFTs.
Yeah, it's kind of like, think of like Fortnite skins and like Fortnite characters. Another thing is, while I was building my NFT agency, me and my friends not a lot of South Africans knew about NFTs at the time. Not like no one even knew about them really. And we were on a group chat because we would like put money together to buy NFTs because they were so expensive. You
were in a group chat with friends, and then you guys would buy like a single NFT.
Literally, they'd send me like 4K. I'd send someone like 2K, and like put it together to buy an NFT. We've lost all that money now, but like again, we've made a lot more. So we were on the group chat, and then one of the guys was like, "Oh, you know, there's a guy like that's at UCT or he lives in Joburg, that just dropped the NFT collection. Like he's literally our age, and he's like a multi-millionaire now." We were like, "What?" It's like, and again, it's a thing of seeing that it's possible. So we were like, if a kid down the road can do it, like why can't we?
Yeah.
We were like on that group chat. Okay, cool. We're doing an NFT collection. So
the Antibodies was your collection. Like you were
Yeah, I came up with the name.
You came up with the name. Okay.
Yeah.
Sick. So then how does that work in terms of like okay, you guys build this collection. How long did it take you to make this?
About 2 months.
2 months.
Yeah. So how it worked was because I was building the marketing agency, I was the marketing director for the collection. Dan, who I grew up making content with, was the content director, and like the brand director. Eli was the business side of things because he's built multiple million dollar companies. And
all these guys you met, well, Dan, obviously you've known your whole life.
Yeah.
And everybody else you've just met along the way, I guess.
Just met along the way on the internet. Never met Eli before. And we decided to make the collection. And then he went and found the artist, C, who's incredible, from Austria. And then, I handled the marketing. I came up with the name. Dan came up with the logo and the branding. And then also I was like, we got to do something different. Everyone's trying to do Bored Ape Yacht Clubs and apes and like shitty animals and pixelated art. So we were like, let's do something that's inclusive. So something that represents like all cultures, all races, sexuality, people, representing people. That's why it's called Antibodies, because anybody can be, like anybody is, we represent anybody pretty much.
Yeah.
So it took, again, it was just about for me a learning experience.
Yeah.
Learning from the back end, like how does one make like an NFT collection?
Do you feel now you probably have like a really good understanding of?
I have to. I mean, my clients will be like, "What the fuck?"
Okay, true. But,
yeah.
and also, like, would you consider it? Because I'm not too sure like about the whole space. I'm still learning, obviously. But like, would you consider that a success? That anybody's like, would you consider it a success?
Yeah.
In general?
I mean, they just raised another pre-seeded investment of 7 million rand.
Oh wow!
So it's a success. Yeah. So so we did that. At the time, it was a struggle. We launched in a bear market. No. I'd say like kind of. Actually, no. It was a bull market. Solana was at like $200. A lot of guys coming into the space, so we were competing with a lot of projects. But also at the same time, not a lot of people knew about NFTs. It wasn't as easy to market the collection. Also, I had never marketed like a collection before that month where I signed all those clients, you know? So like, I was learning on the job, you know?
Okay.
So
just seems like a thing during your lifetime.
Yeah, literally. So we didn't start out like immediately. We started out like over a period of like a week. But we built a really strong community. But it was still like
Anybody's was on the Solana ecosystem.
It's still on there. Yeah. We didn't want to do Ethereum because of the gas fees, too expensive, and obviously the market's a lot smaller on Solana. It's easier to launch a collection. After that, I worked with Antibodies for another, I'd say, a couple of weeks or a month, and then we decided that like it was either I'm gonna work with them full time as a marketing director, because we knew that we were gonna get the pre-seed investment, which meant that, you know, it was gonna be a fully fledged company registered in America, like fully fledged. It is a fully fledged like empire right now.
That's great.
And Eli, who basically he was the founder, but myself and Dan were like also founders, but only for the mint, not from the company standpoint.
Okay.
Like only for the actual art pieces that got sold. We didn't register the company as like founders ourselves, right?
Okay. So like when it started, like how did it fully start? You know what I mean? Like, in terms of, how do I put this? Like literally so you came up with the
It was just like, it started on the group chat and I was like, okay, cool.
It literally started on the group chat.
On the group chat. And then I came up with the name. I was like, Anybody's.
That's great.
Actually, what I did was I had 6 names. And I sent it to the group, like on my notes, on my notepad. I sent it to the group chat. I was like, pick a name. I fuck with Antibodies. I don't know what you guys think.
I'm guessing you probably have 1,000 names.
Yeah.
Notes, right?
So I just had like, a bunch of names. And I was like, I like Antibodies. What do you guys think? They're like, Antibodies. Boom.
Wow.
And then Dan came up with the logo. But then it was a case of like, do I now work for Antibodies full time as a marketing director and make like good money? But the whole year I'd been working on my agency. So I'm kind of like going against like what I actually want to do, which is be an entrepreneur. You know, I don't want to necessarily
It's basically having a job again.
going back to having a job again, full-time marketing director, which is like most people would have taken that job. It's good money, man. Like more than my parents were making, you know. So
Do your parents know what you're doing right now? Like,
yeah,
actually?
they don't understand it, but they kind of like, when I told them how much money I made from selling like art that they can screenshots, they were like, it was just another thing. But I think they've stopped questioning it now because, again, when I told them I was gonna raise like R1 million to start Internet Friends, they were like, what, someone's just gonna give you money to live in a house with your friends and make videos?
And then you did it.
So they kind of like have stopped like even like, yeah, questioning what.
Okay, well, that's crazy. I mean, dude, it's honestly crazy.
Yeah, so
things you've gone through, like.
So yeah, again, from anybody's view, Dan was like, listen, I want to go more in the content space of NFTs and the gaming side. So he launched GigHub. He was like, I want to build a collection that's tailored around my passions. So he went and launched his own collection. From that side, I was like, I want to build the best Web3 agency in the world. That's what I want to do. Where I can pretty much build like a Cole Bennett lyrical lemonade,
Okay.
but of Web3, where we help people in the NFT space, but like it's a brand, and like, fuck it, we might drop an amusement park, have a sick ass office, have merch, have build a content house. Like that's what I want to do, you know. So basically, build like a Web3 agency, media house company.
So I'm guessing that's what you're full time into right now.
Yeah.
Just trying to build this out.
Yeah, that's why I left. Well, I just said earlier, you handle anybody's on your own. I'm gonna build my own shit. Dan built his own shit, and that was it. Anybody is doing great, like I said. New employees, investments, incredible. Like my friends bought anybody's for, like I got my friends to buy their first NFTs. Like they didn't know what an NFT was. They bought it for like 0.3 Sol, which is I think around $70. And now they're worth like I think almost $1,500 to $2,000.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So like some of my friends bought 9, so they came up with some money. Like that's like in South African rands, like 20,000 rand.
Yeah.
And these were like I'd say 1,000 rand NFTs. So anybody's is doing great, man.
That
Proud
is
of the
crazy.
team.
This is sick, dude. I'm like
Yeah.
proud of you, bro.
Nah, bro. I think I'm also someone that I've always been a dude that like I like doing shit that no one else is doing and like doing it first and doing it well. Like that's why I started YouTube in high school. My friends always ask me like how did you even know like NFTs was gonna be like a thing? Like how, I don't know. Like I'm good at, I don't know, picking up like, not that I'm just in the NFTs because it's a trend. I actually enjoy it, but like I knew from the moment I was in the space that this is gonna be something, especially if like guys like Jake Paul, Logan, Banks are in it this early, which was like early last year, and they were like posting it. Like when an influencer posts about something and they're not getting paid to do it, you know, it's like,
it's something.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that like most of your like entrepreneurial life is basically just saying yes and then doing the things later. So that just seems to be a trend within your
yeah. So now I don't know how I'm gonna build this agency, like this media crazy thing, but I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna figure it out. And also what's cool about what I'm doing now is that I was able to put on my friends, like employ, like I've got guys that work for me now, like and the guys that like were working at a bar, now he's like working in an NFT marketing agency, like chilling. He's paying for a trip to Bali, like with me, you know. My other friend, James, studied law for the last 6 years, fully a DJ now in the NFT space. Bought a car with NFT money, like.
Oh wow. It's fully life changing right now.
Yeah, it's honestly the most, like I always say, this is like the biggest change in general, like I'd say like wealth.
The biggest shift in generational wealth.
Yeah.
And I feel like, what do you feel like if you could speak to the kids here, like or creators or any influencers, I guess. What do you feel like? What do you think they should do, or the easiest way to get into the space, or like what jobs would you steer them into the right directions in to prepare them for Web3?
Yeah. I think it's very important that they like learn about the space as much as they possibly can before even touching NFTs. A lot of guys, they'll probably think it's a scam or it's a get rich quick thing or whatever, because there are guys that do that. They scam. I've lost a lot of money, like I said. And when I started NFTs, I lost at least 30,000 rand before even making a cent, you know. And I could have easily, and some of my friends that I was buying NFTs with walked away. Like, I'm done. Like, this is a scam. And because went through that, stuck it through, did my research, believed in the bigger idea, like behind Web3 and the blockchain, I reap the rewards now, you know. But I wish I had done that research before, because I wouldn't have lost all that money, you know.
But then again, if you didn't lose the money, you wouldn't have learned, you know.
So exactly. So again, because it's very easy for me to be like, yeah, just go on OpenSea. Oh shit. We ran out of
Siri just popped up.
Okay, cool. I think it's easy for me to just be like, go on OpenSea, get a MetaMask wallet, load up some money, and buy an NFT. Like, and then you're in a community. That's literally change your profile picture. Like, but that's like the easy. It's like me saying, how do you become a YouTuber? Oh, press record, talk, hit the upload button on YouTube. Like, it's not as easy as that. So you obviously have to do a lot of, like Gary Vee says, I think he says 50 hours of research on NFTs. You have to immerse yourself in the space. And then I'd say the number one, like, easiest job to, like, learn about the space as well is a moderator. Like, you can become a moderator, so you can learn, again, the back end of these projects before even investing. So I have a mod who's at school. His name is Robin, right? He's like 18 or he's like 18, 19. And he now, since he's been working with me, like, he's been wanting to move out of his parents' house and stuff, and he wanted to get, like, learn about the space. And he makes an income just being a moderator for different projects. Like, and he lives in the UK, stable income, just being a mod. And I think for South Africans, it's like the easiest job. You just have to chill on Discord. So there's an app called Discord where all the NFTs communities are built. Pretty much like it's like building your social media following to sell them your merch. That's what Discord is. So yeah, you just become a mod on a project and you chill in there, talk to people, educate them about the project, answer questions. You learn about the space. You talk with the founders of the project. They'll tell you, like, what's happening, what they're building. And then you'll probably get paid, like, either a weekly salary or monthly, like probably like $100 a week, or like sometimes even more, like $1,000 a month if you're a really good mod. And then you'll get the free NFT, especially, like, imagine if you were a mod for the Bored Ape Yacht Club. Like, you would have got the Bored Ape for free, and they would have paid you, and now you have an ape. Or some of my friends have, like, been mods in, like, Invisible Friends, which is like another massive project. They pretty much you get just handed like $7,000 for being a mod, and just helping in the chat or, like, talking in the chat. So I'd say moderators are the best place to start, but then with every project, like, there's a job for everything. Like I said, Dan was a content creator, a filmmaker before coming into NFTs, and now he provides content for NFT projects. Okay, I was a marketer before NFTs. Now I provide marketing for NFT projects. You can be a graphic designer and design branding or artwork. You can be my friend James is a lawyer. You know, he can provide legal assistance to projects, financial advice. If you can code, like, you're a millionaire in Web3 and NFTs. Like, if you can develop, there's developers are making so much money. Pretty much anything you're doing in the real world, you can translate that some way, except for, like, I don't know if you're washing cars.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, if you have like a, I guess, not, I don't know if you're a doctor, like I'm just saying, like, jobs that, like,
I mean, those will still be fine.
Yeah.
We still need those.
Yeah, we need those. But, like, I know a lot of kids are studying in the accounting sphere of things, or, like, branding and all that stuff. But that's all stuff that NFT projects need. And, like, these projects are raising millions of dollars a day. And there's, like, 30 of them launching a day. There's more than enough jobs.
There's multiple opportunities.
There's so much opportunities and so much money being made. Like, guys are literally making, I've never seen this much money from like, in my life, like in terms of like our generation of kids making money doing what they like, actually providing a service that they're good at, one, and something that they enjoy, than in the NFT space. So a lot of my friends ask me how they can get involved. I was like, well, bro, you already design websites. Just do that for NFT projects. You make a bag, like 100. I wouldn't say figures, but like you'll make good amount of money. So I'd say that's the best way to kind of like put your foot through the door in the NFT space. But in terms of Web3, obviously we're gonna be in a environment where social media is gonna change. You know, like it's about owning now. So you wanna know now so that you're prepared for when the full change does happen. Like you're also in a space where like you get paid, like you don't have to rely on brands and companies to fund your life. You can just rely on communities now. It's all about like, if you build a community around, I'm sure like guys that watch this podcast, watched your vlogs, we're going to be in a space where like, if they want to access that, they can access it through assets that are digital, that can grow in value as Riley grows in value as a person. Maybe, you know, this
like a
podcast.
stock.
Yeah, literally. We're all going to be stocks.
Yeah.
So that's why, again, I come back to the personal brand thing when you ask me, would I ever do YouTube and like internet friends again? I think it's going to be super important in Web3, like the communities you've built. I mean, we see it now with Logan Paul. You know, he just launched 99 Originals. He wouldn't be able to do that without his community, because people are investing in, anyone can take Polaroid pictures, but the community is built in who he is. Yes, you're investing in the art, but you're also investing in that person, and the price of those NFTs are where they're at, because people are bullish on when I say bullish, it means like they're confident on Logan's ability to build something, you know, and that's what it's going to be. So
wow, thank you so much for your time, bro. To pick your brain about this sort of stuff is crazy. I don't think we have enough time to carry on.
I said so many, we'll be here for 4 hours.
I literally have I actually have a lot more questions that I want to ask you, but for the sake of time, I feel like we should just end it now. But yeah, thank you so much, bro. I'm excited to see where you're headed. Yeah. Like, it's going to be crazy. I'm still watching you closely. Like, it's going to be crazy to see where you're headed.
I'm excited for where you're headed, man. I think I take a lot from what you've also been able to do. The fact that, you know, obviously you also had YouTube was a big thing for you, and also understanding that, like, obviously we're in a country where it's not like as easy as like just being a YouTuber, you know. So being able to still, like, you know, do your passion and like make content and stuff, but also be in a line of work where you're actually enjoying what you're doing, balancing that. I know it can't be easy. So like myself, even Jaden, we're fans of you, bro.
Oh, I appreciate you guys, bro. Yeah. You guys are, I didn't realize you're such a cool guy. Like, honestly, you're such a chill guy to even talk to. Like, I'm so glad we even have this conversation. Yeah. I selfishly did this just because I wanted to know more about you. So this is crazy. You're a humble guy, and I really can't wait to see what you do next. So thank you so much for
thanks for having me, man.
Appreciate you. Can't even do this. This is the perfect way to end it.
Love that, man.